everybody! Welcome back. I hope everybody's doing okay. I know it's a bit of a difficult time, but I have some good news. I have finally finished my Kanji Flashcard project. So I have finished the template, finished the Excel sheet, and I have uploaded it to a website that I've created. It is my first time ever creating a website, so I'm pretty excited about it. I think it came out kind of nice. So basically, you can find my Kanji Flashcard project at 2136flashcards.com. So 2136flashcards.com, one flashcard for each one of the Joyo Kanji characters. So I'm going to provide a little bit of an explanation for why I decided to create this project. So I have a master's degree in Japanese history, and I want to continue onto a PhD program, but my language skills are still a little weak, so I'll be doing a second master's program starting this fall, focusing on intensive Japanese language. So if you're going to be a historian, you need to be able to read primary source material in the language of the country that you are studying. Since I do Japanese history, that means I have to have a really good Japanese reading ability. So in order to be able to read Japanese, you need to have a thorough understanding of grammar, vocabulary, and kanji characters. Currently, my grammar ability is pretty good, my vocabulary ability is pretty good, but my ability to read kanji characters is lower than it should be. So technically, I know a lot of vocabulary, but I don't know the kanji characters that represent that vocabulary. Before doing this project, I knew about 500 characters fluently. And that doesn't mean I knew them in every circumstance, but at least in one circumstance or another. So there were two goals that I had when I started this project. One is to learn the kanji characters for the vocabulary that I already know. And the second was to try to know at least one word from every single one of the Joyo kanji. So this idea came to me because I do an exercise each week in my Japanese language class. First, my sensei reads a Japanese news article out loud to us, and she reads it about twice so we could see how much that we know with just our listening ability. Second, she hands us the newspaper article and gives us 2 minutes to translate all of the kanji that we don't know. After those 2 minutes, we're expected to read the article back to her. So when I moved up into the upper level last fall and we started doing this each week, I realized that it took me way too long to get through even one paragraph of translating the kanji characters. But I realized I had a much easier time translating a character if I knew at least one word that that character had been used in. Here's an example. This is what translating looks like with the Denshi Jisho. You take a character you don't know, and you can try to figure it out in several different ways. The first way is you can try to draw it, but if you don't know the stroke order, it has a hard time picking up which character it is. So usually I do the second thing, which is to try to find it by using the radicals. This also is very time consuming. If the character has a lot of radicals, it could take a long time trying to go through each one of the stroke orders to try to figure out which radical is the one that is being used in this particular character. But this is what it looks like if you actually know the character from a different word. So take this jukugo. First, I spell out the word for the first character and erase the second jukugo here. Then, I put in the second word and erase the other jukugo. Now, I have the new word. Press enter, and within less than a minute, I have the full definition for this new word. So will this project make it so that I know every single word used for every single kanji character? Not at all. But it's much easier to find the new word in the electronic dictionary, and through the process of looking it up, I will learn it a lot faster. So a little explanation on why I chose to do this with the Joyo kanji. The Joyo kanji is not the be end and end all of learning kanji characters by any means. It's basically a government recommendation for which kanji characters students in elementary and junior high school should learn in order to be able to read a Japanese newspaper. So there are actually many characters that are included that aren't actually seen in everyday life, and a lot of characters that are seen in everyday life that aren't included. A lot of people don't like using Joyo kanji, and I completely understand why. The reason I chose to use it is because I needed a starting point, and I needed a clear defined list because it gave me something to work with. Of the other things that people find problematic, the Joyo kanji list doesn't give you an idea of which kanji to study first and which kanji to study last. I've seen people say, oh, if I start at 1, that character is a character that nobody even really uses. Why would I study that character before studying a different one? And I realized it's because the Joyo kanji are not organized in usefulness or frequency of use. In usefulness or frequency of how often it's... And that's because And I realized, and after working with this list, I realized that the Joyo kanji is not organized by frequency of use at all. It's actually organized from what I think is phonetically, starting with characters that have an on or kun reading that are with a, and then I, U, E, O, and then Kaki, Kuke, Ko, all the way down the list till you get to Wa, O, Un. So when I first made this list, I created an order for myself that I preferred to use, which I called the familiarity ranking, which was based on my own personal familiarity with the kanji. But I've also, in the new version, have included a JLPT section and a grade level section. I'll explain this in more depth in an upcoming video. A couple of final notes. A lot of people like to use Anki decks. I think that's great. This is in no way trying to say anything negative about using a digital flashcard system. I just personally don't like digital flashcard systems. There's something about handling it physically that helps me learn, but I understand that that's not for everybody. There are a lot of other people who told me that they also like physical cards, and that's why I wanted to share it, because everybody learns differently. I would love to make this into a deck that is digital, possibly for Anki, for other people who want to use the information that I've provided, but not the actual hard flashcards. I don't know how to do that yet. So if anybody knows how to turn this into an Anki deck or has a recommendation for me, I would be glad to make that for you guys. With that being said, I am providing the Excel sheet on the website, so you can go there and use that information however you want, even making your own digital flashcard. All that stated, I don't make any money off of this channel. I am not a YouTube partner, I don't have enough video views, and I'm also not going to be making any money off of these flashcard set. I have left it all there for you on the website so you can download them yourself and do whatever you want. The best thing that you could do for me is if you could please subscribe to this channel. I will also be making history videos and talking about my experiences living in Japan, and I would love to have more people to share that with. I'm also including a donate button on the website. That money would solely be used for the project. I'm considering perhaps making a printed version that I could ship out to people for the cost of the shipping and production, not making any money off of this whatsoever at the moment. And I have zero resources to do that on my own right now. Okay, so that's it for this current video. I will be uploading a second and third video. The second video will go more into the flashcards, and the third video will be going more into the Excel sheet. So I will see you there, probably in a couple hours or tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.